Connor, help me understand this then. Maybe and without talking about specifically to the
We'll just do this.
without talking specifically to the cause necessarily. Like I don't need you to comment on this so-called struggle, right? But what is the reason that so many young people are feeling this urge to jump in this struggle, to jump in and be a part of this? And that could be anything. I mean, I'm not necessarily, but again, and we're not speaking to. I'll commentate on what I think about that. I'm not asking you for that, but why do you think it is that so many people that are your age and slightly older, slightly younger, right in that age group, are just they feel so called to be a part of the struggle? Like, is it just because it's cool?
Well, when you say be a part of the struggle, do you mean like to act as though they are oppressed, or
No, to jump in and fight with the oppressed
Okay.
up until the point where it gets hard and then they want to be privileged again?
I think some of it is performative. There's a lot of, social media content all around. I mean, I log on to Twitter, Instagram. I see a lot of these. There's it's a thing, like these fancy little infographics that people put on their Instagram pages, like that are just like these explanatory leftist kind of things that get shared around. They're viewed as gospel, and a lot of people feel compelled to act on it in some performative way. Go up, take a selfie, and go home.
I like what you just said.
Yeah.
I like what you just said there about like they take it as gospel.
Oh,
you know, like they don't even, and this goes back to what we talked about several weeks ago about how nobody digs around anymore. Nobody actually does their own homework. They just take things like that as gospel.
Well, because it's hard. It's hard to go find the truth in something. It takes
effort.
Yeah, that's right.
And nobody has effort anymore.
People like us, we're built, especially you, Connor. I mean, you won't speak. Anytime I say anything that you think may be borderline accurate or inaccurate, you're over there on the Googler trying to disprove it. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. Sometimes it frustrates the snot out of me, and I just want to slap you. But most of the time, it's a great thing because it keeps us honest and it keeps us educated and it keeps us. But what it really is, identity politics is what it is. It's identity you identify with, and then therefore you are. And we got David on line 4 with some commentary on identity politics. Go ahead, David. Bring it in here. David, are you there? I can't hear David. We lost David, but thank you for the call, David. You can try back, but we don't have you. Will, I don't have him at all. I don't think maybe he's not there. Is he there?
No, he's not there.
Okay. All right. David, if you want to give us a call, you could try 678 on radio. If you're still out there listening, or if you want to call back in, try it again. We're more than happy to hear from you. But really and truly, what is happening here is like in Connor, I think you were leaning in like you had something to say a moment ago before I.
Well, it's one thing that I kind of think about is this is being portrayed, I think, as something that's a lot bigger than it actually is. This is being portrayed as the natural successor to the next iteration of the civil rights movement in the 60s. And I think what's happening is people are getting that narrative, that understanding of how they're supposed to interpret these events. And they go back, they look at that, and they see, well, when you see these white people in southern Alabama walking alongside those leaders, they want to be one of those. They want to be seen as on the right side of history. But they don't actually care, I don't think, about taking the action and actually fighting alongside a just cause. They care about being in the photographs alongside them and having it documented that way.
May be the most profound thing you've ever said on this show.
And I mean that. Very intelligent young man.
No, I do. I mean that. It may be the most profound thing you've ever said on the show, because you're exactly right. It's got nothing to do with that's the whole point of this article. Mm-hmm. It's got nothing to do with the struggle. You know what they did in the civil rights movement? They went to jail together. Mm-hmm. They were bombed. A bus was bombed together. Mm-hmm. They went up to danger and said, "We believe in this cause," because you know what? It was the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. We were on the wrong side of history. We have a racist history in this country. At one point in time, we deemed black people to be less than human. And we had that written into our laws. Do you understand that?
And see, and I just don't understand that.
The
but that's a
church
whole other-
used scripture to keep men and women enslaved simply because of the color of their skin. No one here is saying that we don't. And honestly, one of my favorite things to study and watch movies on and immerse myself in is that time period. I love the true stories. I love the Just Mercies and all these movies that illustrate the racist and then the overcoming of that, and a lot of it becomes Hollywood when you're watching the what's the movie about the NASA
Hidden Figures.
Yeah, Hidden Figures,
yeah.
where he walks out and he rips the colored sign off the bathroom and says, we don't see color here. Like, that didn't really actually happen, but those kinds of moments, I would have loved to have been a part of something like that.
Yes.
That to me is just right. But what we see here is a bunch of privileged white kids that want to have a really good Instagram story. Mm-hmm. They want to be on you want their YouTube channel to get 100 followers or 1,000 followers or whatever. They want to be an influencer. They want to be important. They don't care about your struggle. They don't care about you, black people. They don't care anything about what's fair and what's not fair, because the moment that they go to the line and the line creates trouble, they're out. Mm-hmm. They're not there for the struggle. They're there for the photo op. And that's just how it is. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. We'll be right back.